We are celebrating Cool Flowers today. Um, and it's been, I can't even believe it, y'all. It's been 10 years since Cool Flowers came out. So we're going to be partying over Cool Flowers. We're going to be seeing what's blooming here on the farm, and we're going to talk about what we're planting now, or starting now. We're going to have a giveaway, which we have every week for in-app viewers. And then at the end of the show, we'll do a little Q&A wrap up. So if you have a question you'd like to ask, just in the comments put @Lisa and then put your question, and then the team gathers those up. And at the end of the show, they'll select a couple for me to actually answer, right? So before we're having a little head dressing change here. I mean, we're partying here, y'all. Party time. So before we jump in, just a couple of little things. First off, hit that share button at the bottom of your app, friends, and let your friends know that you're here, that we're live, and invite them to come on over. And I just want to remind everybody again, if you are local or know somebody that is local here to Newport News, Virginia, we are on the search to add new folks to our warehouse team and to our packaging team. And so it's part-time, Monday through Thursday, about 15 to 20 hours a week. There was an email that went out on our email list, and so if you're on our email list, you can get the details there. And if you don't live here, but you know somebody that does that might be interested, please forward that email to them. So a little bit of housekeeping, because this is really important, y'all. So when you come into the app and sign up, and then you use a payment method, sometimes your payment method automatically inserts a kind of a bogus email address. It's an email address that doesn't really work. And so then you think your email address is in there, and then we can't send you tracking tickets. We can't reach out to you with questions. So I'm just asking that no matter what, I think everybody should just go into their account and check and make sure it's your real email address and that there's no typos there, right? So you want to be sure it's an email that we can actually reach you on, and your phone number. Because if there's shipping issues, I mean, we had that with one of our packages last week, but we didn't have a phone number. So please check that out. Now, if you're joining us in social media, we are so thrilled that you've joined us here today. But what you need to know is that we also have a phone app, which is free. And you have a lot more features when you're inside, like you can carry on conversations with the other live viewers. You can participate in the giveaway. You can build a wait list or a wish list kind of thing. You can watch replays. There's just so many reasons. It's totally free. You can literally right now jump over to your phone's app store, search Gardener's Workshop, download it. Doesn't take but a second, and come right back over here again. It's totally free, and it just ups the game of your experience watching the show. Now, every week we go out, we sell out of products on the live show. And so if you go to a product, put it in your cart, and it says out of stock, get notified. You might want to consider getting notified, especially with the deal of the day that we have today. Because sometimes the team is bringing more stock over from our big website, so it could go back into stock fairly quickly on occasion. So get on the wait list. Now, if you're seeing folks post the sunflower emoji in the comments, those are our people, y'all. Those are our online students. We call them the TGW family. First off, we'd love for you to join our family, but those are folks just saying that they're part of us, right? So we totally love when that happens. And so each week on this show, I give away something. And we know that the giveaway favorite is always the $25 in-store credit. One lucky in-app viewer is going to win this. So hit that button now that says giveaway, and that will put you on the list that we pick from at the near the end of the show. You have to be here live to actually claim it. So get on the list for the $25 giveaway. Now, friends, if there's a reason to oh, we have more. To actually two, it's about, we are offering the deal of the day this week is deal of the day, free shipping on all orders placed in the app up until midnight Sunday. What?
Weekends.
It's a weekend of free shipping here inside the app only. You won't find this over on our big website. It's only available here in the app. So that means everything you order, the shipping is on us. And that is just our thank you. We're just celebrating Cool Flowers, and that is part of it. So, Cool Flowers is still a #1 bestseller after 10 years. And that is just really, really unheard of. And we are just going to be partying here today, y'all. So stand by, y'all. We got stuff going on here. We're trying to get stuff going on here. So we have cupcakes and we have sparklers. But the sparklers didn't sparkle.
Might not hot enough.
All right, y'all. This is where, when you're afraid, you just have to do it anyway. So we are celebrating 10 years of Cool Flowers, and my talking is blowing the flame out. All right, let's try this. So y'all, we're doing an experiment right here on live TV. This could go really bad. Do y'all realize that? So there we go. 10 years of Cool Flowers. And friends, I still can't even believe it's true that it's been 10 years. And so thank you, Susie, for the cupcakes and for the 10 years. And I am just still in unbelief. And yes, y'all, we lit sprinklers indoors, which are not. I'm thinking sprinklers. So, friends, you never know what you're going to get when you come to this show, right? So, this is what all the celebrating's about. This little book that is pound for pound packs a lot of punch, right? It's the book that started the whole Cool Flower concept. It's written for home gardeners based on my 25 years experience as a flower farmer. So applicable to flower farmers, we just do it bigger. And when you purchase the book from us, you also get the free book, video book study. And I couldn't wait to sign one of these books for you. So we want to share just some of the reviews that we have. So Susie, here comes Susie. Susie is our tech on-site person here.
This is from Anne, and she said, Lisa, I have really enjoyed your book. What a resource. I used to feel bad because I have what I thought was a short growing season. Now I know I have a shorter warm season, but a long cool season. I can still grow beautiful flowers. Last year I had snapdragons into August. Thank you for opening my eyes.
Aww.
Thanks, Anne.
Y'all don't know how much reviews really help me, but they also help our website and the big bookstores. Did you want to read yours next,
Sure.
sister?
Now this is from Melinda S. Cool Flowers is an invaluable tool for all growers, backyard or commercial, novice or experienced, young or old, green thumb or brown. I pored over this book cover to cover and then referred to it time and again when setting up my Cool Season annual garden. It's as though Lisa came to our farm and gave us explicit instructions on how to do this successfully. Thank you, Lisa. Could not have written this better myself. Good job.
And then I wanted just to read one at the bottom that I loved so very, very much. And it's from Leah. And Leah wrote, "Love this book. I found my husband, who does not garden at all, sneaking it to his reading corner several times. He is enjoying it as much as I am. We are finding it very informative and beautiful photography." Y'all, when your books and online courses and stuff, that we don't have direct connection with people, reviews just really affirm what we're doing and push us forward. And I thank you so much when you take the moment to actually post those. All right, so, there's a card to Cool Flowers, it looks like. Boy, that's a bet. "Dear Cool Flowers, happy birthday. Look at this picture of us together. You're being so cool and me being so hot, aka warm. Your love, your hot friends. And that's the picture. This is one of the cards that we used to print and sell. And there's cool flowers and warm flowers together. That is so awesome, y'all. Y'all are just too much. All right, y'all, I'm trying to compose myself. This is a little overwhelming. You know what I mean? It's like, have you ever had somebody do a surprise party for you? This wasn't really a surprise, but when you're the one getting roasted, it's a little.
Now, you did tell them all that Cool Flowers is the perfect gift. You know, that season that we have to make a list for is just around the corner. And you can change someone's spring forever by getting them Cool Flowers.
There you go, sister. Thank you.
Free shipping this weekend.
That's right. Free shipping. Over and over, we're going to say that because that's a really big deal, y'all. We're paying the shipping this weekend, and we're happy to do it because we're celebrating Cool Flowers. So the next book is the Cut Flower Handbook. Now, the Cut Flower Handbook is my most recent book, and it just came out in February or March, actually late February. And this is a hardback book. It's 240 pages, and it is packed. It does include 41 cool flowers, 25 warm season flowers, and it gives you the total lowdown, but it also has succession planting. That is a really big piece of this book. This book really wraps the whole thing together and helps you to kind of like see how succession planting actually can work for your garden. So this also comes with a bonus when you purchase from us. Of course, I sign all the books, but this one comes with the PDF download, the flowers that didn't make the book. There's never enough pages available, y'all. So we have put that together in a PDF download. And the imagery in this book is just really, really beautiful. So this Vegetables Love Flowers, which is my book that came out a couple of years ago, this is not about growing vegetables, y'all. This is about how flowers benefit vegetables by who they attract to the garden. Talking about the pollinators and the beneficial insects. This book really hits home how I farm and garden without using pesticides. In addition to having a small cutting garden plan and 10 of my favorite warm and 10 of my favorite cool, this really kind of brings that perspective in on how you can do it without reaching for the chemicals. So Vegetables Love Flowers also has a free video book study that comes with it when you purchase it from us. And again, y'all, I just love signing these books for you guys. So now I want to do some soil blocking. You know, we are heading straight into cool flower time, but we're actually still, should I show the baby seedlings? Where are they? Let's do that before we actually make the switch if we can, if it's not too late. So let's just look at some of the seedlings we have going here. So this is one of the grasses that we started in. This will bloom this fall. These are warm season tender annuals. And on this little tray is 40 individual plants that were sown in this small block and will be grown in this small block. This is the broccoli. I can't remember if I started this with you guys 2 weeks ago or with my members only club program, but this is broccoli that it says 726. So that is 3 weeks old. So this is on the verge of going out. And I wanted to highlight and show something here, y'all. Can y'all see the white on my blocks? The algae or the mold that's actually growing on my soil blocks? See, y'all, I do it too. We all grow funky stuff on our blocks from time to time. I know exactly when this happened. It's when I left water standing in the tray and didn't go back and dump it off. I find that algae and mold on the surface of your blocks do not really interfere with your growth. What does interfere with your growth is what causes the algae on the blocks, and that's constant moisture. So I have fixed that. You know, I dumped the tray and moved on. But if you're having constant algae and mold issues, that means you're keeping your blocks too wet too long. So this is my broccoli that's going to be going out under my insect netting to protect it from the moth. And then look at these, y'all. These are the peas we started 2 weeks ago. Remember that? Look at these roots. This is why I soil block, y'all. The roots are absolutely amazing. So these are little bush peas that can be planted outdoors right now, and they will grow beautifully. Soil blocking is not only incredibly space savvy, it grows super healthy transplants, and it does it in a super small space. These peas are in a large block because they're a bigger seed. They won't fit in the small, right? So I think we're going to go over to the soil blocking station, maybe. And so I am going to just keep talking. So the blocking mix that we use is a really important piece for this for me. We don't use sterilized anything. We don't use sterilized seed starting soil. We use compost based soil that's alive. We have the ready-made mix that's ready and available for you to purchase, but we also have the recipe always available for you to actually make your own at home. So here we are over in the soil blocking station. So this is our ready-made mix, and it has everything you need to get started. You don't need to mix anything with this except for water, right? And so this is that small blocker, the one that I use most of the time. And this blocking mix has been mixed 3 parts dry soil to 1 part water. So it's pretty wet, and I like to push it down twice to make sure the chambers are nice and full. And friends, this is a potato masher. That is the tool of choice for me after all of these years. And you just clear the bottom off to make it flat so that your blocker will fit right on there. You just give a push and a pull, and there are your blocks. You've just made 20 little containers, y'all. So I'm going to plant some Rudbeckia seeds in here, and they're going to grow in this block until they go out into the garden. So this Rudbeckia actually is coated. Can you see that? It's got clay coating on it, and that's for easy seed counting. And so I use this aluminum seed pan because it has no static electricity, which means when I just touch my toothpick to the seed, it just literally hops right on. Now, Rudbeckia likes light to germinate, so that means that I am just firmly seeding it on the surface. All right, y'all, I'll keep doing it while they get the camera right. So you just push one, what? So you can see I'm just firmly, I touch the toothpick to the seed and it jumps right on because there is no static electricity.
So is that considered covered or not covered?
This is not covered. So when your seed packet says needs light to germinate, or it says do not cover, that means that the seed needs light. And actually a big part of needing light is it actually needs lots of oxygen. And that's what it gets when it's on the surface. And so that is how you seed seeds right on the surface. And as I mentioned, this Rudbeckia will grow in this block until it's big enough to be planted out in the garden. I do not bump up most of my blocks. Only on rare occasion does that happen. All right, so let's head back over here. And so, you know, I'm just going to remind you again that today, the deal of the day for the weekend, it's free shipping weekend, y'all, and celebrating Cool Flowers. So that means, oh, look at this, y'all. Right here on the Soil Block Maker kit, you think, is a Reese cup. Y'all, we are so about sweets here. So, Soil Block Maker kit is now free shipping. And this is a customer favorite. It is one of our #1 selling products for years now. So this kit includes the small blocker that makes 20 of the 3/4 inch blocks that you just saw me make. It comes with 5 of these large trays. This holds 3 clusters of 20. So that means 60 plants. These are foam reusable trays, y'all. We don't intend these to be disposable. We use them for years. There's your seed pan that makes seed sowing so much easier. It has some little wooden plant ID tags. It has the toothpick and toothpick dispenser. And it also includes my seed starting made easy online course that you get full access to for life. This takes you from beginning to end for seed starting with soil blocking. It demonstrates planting plug trays with sunflowers. It demonstrates sowing seeds out in the garden, and it also demonstrates our commercial soil blocker, the Swift blocker. So this course has you covered, and it is included here in the kit. Now you get 3 packs of seeds free with this kit, and you select either 3 cool season seeds or 3. Oh, this is got 5. Stand by, y'all. So it's actually the zinnias, the coxcomb, and oh, here we go, or the 3 warm season. And so you select that at checkout. So whichever one you actually want. This kit also includes a 6-quart bag of the ready-made mix. You just add your water. This is enough to make about 500 of those little 3/4 inch blocks. So you get all of this for $89.95 and free shipping weekend, y'all, through Sunday midnight. All right, so if you already have our soil blocker kit, which there's so many of you I know that actually have that, we have our expansion kit available today with free shipping. I can't even believe we're doing it, right? So what the expansion kit has, it has all the pieces that you need to go from seed starting to getting them out in the garden and getting them planted, meaning all the rest of the support system. So let's start at the top here. So this kit includes the fungus gnat fighting kit. So this includes the bits that you put in your watering can every Wednesday. If you don't know what fungus gnats are, they're like the most annoying little things that fly around whenever there's moist soil available. And so by putting this in your watering can every week, that takes care of any developing larvae in your blocks. And then we use these yellow sticky traps to capture the adults that are actually, you just hang them or sit them around where your seed starting is, and that captures the adults that are laying the eggs. So that's included. It also includes the fertilizer that I put into my watering can every Monday, according to directions, to feed my seedlings. It's the Neptune's Harvest seaweed fish. It includes the burlap that I lay on top of my soil blocks when we put them on the seedling heat mats to help retain moisture, because so many of the seeds that I start are surface sown. So this is like a 3-foot square piece, and it has its wide weave burlap. So it really allows air, but it traps and retains moisture. It also includes the 50-foot row cover, so you can protect your seedlings out in the garden if needed. And it also includes the seedling heat mat, which is essential. And even for cool season hardy annuals, y'all, they might not want it hot, but they want consistent warmth with cool air temperatures. So the seedling heat mat is included, and the grow light is included. This is a tabletop 2-foot grow light that has a built-in timer. So you get all of this for $161.95. I don't know if anybody has bought plants lately, but you can barely buy 2 flats of plants for less than $100 now. This helps you to set up to have all the plants you want and a wide selection. The seed starting expansion kit, free shipping this weekend, and it's $161.95. Now, I talked about how the blocking mix is so important, right? Well, we have the recipe available all the time if you want to make yours at home. So that's why we have the soil set. The soil set includes that seed pan. It includes that fungus gnat fighting kit, right? It also includes the toothpick and the toothpick dispenser. It has the nutrient that you add to your peat moss or cocoa fiber and your compost. And you should always sift all of your products for seed starting. Whether you buy my ready-made mix, your peat moss, your compost, it's always beneficial to sift it, to get the chunks out. So this fits perfectly on top of a 5-gallon bucket. So it makes the job super easy and efficient. You get all of this for $58.80 with free shipping this weekend, y'all. Keep saying that because that's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. Now, we have another little birthday card. Y'all look. That's super cute. Happy birthday, Cool Flowers. We love that you are a part of our family, and we love watching you grow. Your foam trays. That's what I'm getting ready to talk about, y'all. Do I have the best people or what around here? That is super cute. All right, so here are the trays. Now, the key for me with seeds starting with soil blocks is I use flat bottom trays with no drainage holes. That means you can do this anywhere in your home, in a laundry room, in a workshop, wherever. So they come in 3 sizes. This is the mini you saw me use today. It holds a set of 20. This is $1.95 for a set of 5, or a 6-pack for $6.95. This tray holds 2 clusters of 20, and they're called the small tray, and they're $2.95 or $12.95 for a 25-pack. And then this is the large tray that comes in the Soul Block Maker kit. It's $3.95 for a set of 5, or you get a 25-pack for $15.95. We use these for years, y'all. You just wash them up and keep using them over and over again. So, friends, if you don't use this garden marker, I'm telling you, particularly with Cool Flowers, planting in the fall, you're never going to remember what anything is. You have to mark your stuff. This garden marker was made to withstand UV rays and sun moisture, so it'll last. And look at this. This is my sweet pea stake. This September will be 2 years old out in the garden. See, you can still read it because that's with an outdoor garden marker. And so the garden marker is one of those things you need to have some of those on hand all of the time. And it's got a thin, Wright's thin, so you can read it really, really well. Oh, and there it is. See? Works really, really great. We love it. Oh, here's our seedling heat mat by itself. And y'all, there's a card on it. Let's see. This is kind of fun. All right. So many cute little card things. You are cool. I am hot. Love, heat mat. That is pretty cute. So if you need a seedling heat mat, here it is. This will hold 3 to 4 of those trays that we just looked at. If you need a super big heat mat, if you're a commercial grower, we have the bigger version over on our website. This is $39.95. And what I do for Cool Flowers, Cool Season Hardy Annuals, is I put a cookie cooling rack on top of the seedling heat mat, and that creates a little space, and that cools it down just a smidgen, but still produces consistent, warm heat.
It has a built-in thermostat.
And it has, yes, sister, thank you, has a built-in thermostat. And that is run off of the air temperature. It heats it up about 15 to 20 degrees warmer than the air temperature. All right, so you can also purchase that wide weave burlap I was sharing with you that's in the expansion kit. So you can see through this. This holds and retains moisture, but it allows air circulation. So it works really, really well with those soil blocks. And that is a 3x3 piece. You can get one for $3.95, or you can get a 3-pack for $9.95. Oh, I got another Reese cup, y'all. Dear Cool Flowers, I love being your watering can. Love, Long Spout. Oh my goodness. All right, so this, my friends, is the watering can that we use here on the farm in the grow room. And we love it because of its long spout, which also makes it an excellent candidate for watering flower arrangements. Now, Suzanne's going to hold this up. That's perfect right there, sister. Maybe
Flatten it.
Yeah. So when I water, I'm pouring towards the edge of the tray, not onto the soil blocks, right? Can I have it? Thank you. And so, I have not watered these this morning, so the water has already been pretty much absorbed there. And so you never want to leave residual water in the tray, and that watering can makes it super easy to use. All right, so you can also purchase the Neptune's Harvest seaweed fish separately if you want it. And so I use this for a lot of stuff. We use it in our watering can in the grow room. You can use it as a foliar feed out in the garden. That just simply means mixing it up and pouring it with a sprinkler or spraying it onto your foliage. And you can use it as a soil drench. That means you mix it up and pour it on the soil. You can't even run it through irrigation, but you just follow the directions that's on the bottle. Totally love that. And we're getting ready just now to prepare all of our cool flower beds. And we put Bio 360 on all of our transplanted beds, which is about 80% of the beds we plant in the fall. And so this is biodegradable film. It is a corn byproduct. It is totally compostable. What that means is you can mulch on top of it and leave it and it breaks down. You can turn it into your soil. It depends on what style of gardening or farming you're doing. So when we make fall beds that are going to go through the winter, we put the black side up, but it also has a light side. So when you make beds in summer, when it's hot outside, you put this side up. That keeps the soil or the surface of the bed temperature cooler. So this is really, really easy to plant through. You can see how easy. It's nothing like landscape fabric. We have videos you can watch on the product to see how to lay this by hand. I laid it by hand for years before I got a tractor. Now this comes in 2 lengths, 48 inches wide, 50 feet long. A 1-pack is $24.95. A 6-pack, which is one of the most frequently flyer products, I think, is $119.95. You can get a 100-foot piece, still 48 inches wide, for $39.95, and a 3-pack of 100-foot pieces for $110.95. The labor reduction in preventing weed seeds from sprouting on the surface of your beds is really pretty incredible, because think about this: fall planted and winter gardening, the cool season weed seeds just take off and go, but your plantings of cool season flowers, they're really just putting down roots and not doing a lot of top growth, so it's easy for the weeds to overtake. This plays a really big role in preventing that from happening. Is it porous? That's a great question. It is not. So where you make holes is the only place that water can get in from the top, or you can lay irrigation underneath of it, which is what we do. But I will say it's very possible to water. We have had cases where we water from the top with a wand. So it's very possible. But irrigation underneath is a dream setup. All right, now let's talk about that insect netting that I am so in love with now. Y'all, we're using it for so many different things. This is nylon and it's stretchy like a pair of pantyhose. I actually using it right now out in our garden over our kale plants, those broccoli plants that you see are going out there. And I use this like a complete row cover. It's completely covered. I use the weight bags to hold it down. It's on hoops, and that prevents the moth that lays the eggs on all the brassicas, the cabbage and broccoli and kale, that little worm eats your stuff. You prevent him from getting to it with this. Totally love this insect netting. And I also use it as a sun cap to create a light shade effect on my cool flower beds. We use the weight bags to actually secure them, or some super heavy duty jumbo clips, which you can see those on the product too. It's available in 3 lengths. It's 6.5 feet wide, the same width of a row cover. It's $33.95 for a 20-foot piece, $82.95 for a 50-foot piece, or $159.95 for a 100-foot piece. And let me tell you one of the things that makes me love this so much. I'm finding this to be so durable, where row cover isn't quite as durable. And this allows more heat to escape. So that's why I'm really bringing this on board for more and more jobs as we're going through the seasons. So this is our anchor bag, and the anchor bags are what we use to hold row cover and insect netting down. You fill it with sand, gravel, or garden soil if you have extra. 15 pounds is the goal, and this is what we use on all of our covers. A 10-bag pack is $10.95. 25 bags is $24.95, and 50 bags are $39.95. You can never have enough weight bags, y'all. We have hundreds of them here on the farm, and we use them nonstop. So check out the weight bags. Sister, you want to do these?
Sure.
I'm going to eat cupcake.
Save me one. Next up, we have the little mini dibber. This is the precious little tool, but it is perfect to make holes in your Bio 360 to plant one of your small soil blocks in, or very small bulbs if you want to plant them. You want to make the hole in the Bio360 as small as possible so that weeds don't grow. So this makes a tiny hole just enough for you to fit your fingers through to plant your small seedling. The mini dibber is $7.95, and y'all, I'm on board of getting ready to get stuff for a holiday coming up. Perfect stocking stuffer. Next up, we have our hand weeder tool, and we call this the Bobo weeder because Bobo sometimes uses this for the larger soil blocks to go in the Bio360. She just pokes a hole and it's easy to plant through. The hand weeder is $7.95. It's got a nice heavy wooden handle and again would fit perfectly in a stocking. All right, the Hori Hori digging tool. I call this the rock harvester. It has a great serrated edge and it's very strong. The blade goes really far down in the handle, so this is what you should be using to pry those rocks or roots out of the ground, not your other tools that we often break the handles to. This is actually made for that. It's very good to split roots on like your perennials that you want to split up. The serrated edge makes easy work of that. We've also had a little lady buy one to put next to her bed. Not sure if she could lift it, but the Hori Hori is just the best tool. It's $46.95, and when we were at shows, a man could not walk by our booth without stopping to see what was inside of the sheath. So it is a great man gift as well. And it's $46.95. Get one, give one as a gift. Next we have our our Japanese hand hose. And these are the hose that we've been using forever in our garden. I use it at home in my flower bed. And it's very sharp, and you use it just like if you've ever seen our stand-up hoe. It works the same way. It's very sharp. You want to put it flat on the ground, and then you pull it through like a hot knife cutting through butter, and you just sink it down an inch, inch and a half in the soil. And you do that once a week, and pretty soon you're going to run out of weeds because all of the weed seeds in that top inch of soil are going to germinate, and you're going to knock them down when they're little. So what happens if you use it this way and pile up lots of soil? It brings up more and more weed seeds. So you're just planting a crop of weed seeds for you then to have to go back and take care of. So use it this way and cut through the soil. It's got the nice sharp end. It's great to dig up a large weed this way as well. And we have it in the right-hand model and the left-hand model. We got this because Kelly was left-handed, and you can't use the right-handed if you're left-handed. So if you know anybody that's left-handed, they will so appreciate this. And you can also get one for each hand and do double work at the same time. $24.95, and it'll ask you whether you want the left or the right. Next up, we have our tool belt. Now this is it's kind of a cotton canvas with a coating on it, so it's waterproof. Perfect to put your water bottle in, your cell phone, your clippers, whatever tools. And it has a large belt that's adjustable. And we usually clip it to the back because then it won't impede you bending over, and you just slide it around to get out what you need and then slide it back around. It's nice and lightweight so you don't get hot like you would in leather or larger tool belts. And the tool belt's $22.95, and it's just perfect for being out in your yard or in your garden. Next up we have our super cushy kneeler. I have this. I've been painting my bathroom at home, and this has been my go-to for getting on the baseboards. It is really thick and really squishy, and it just makes my knees go every time I kneel on it. It is 15 by 20 by 2 inches thick, lightweight, about 20 ounces, and it has this handy carrying handle, and it's made in the USA. This is perfect for anyone. It's $42.95, but it is really, really better than anyone I've ever seen before. So grab one for everybody you know. Now we just want to remind you, get on the list for our giveaway. You have to be in the app, and we will put a $25 credit in your cart. If you're here at the end of the show, you do have to be present to win, and you need to give us a shout out if we call your name. So everybody hit the buy button now. You're not buying it. You're getting put on the wait list. Now, also a reminder that it's free shipping this weekend until midnight on Sunday, so we give you a little extra time. But take advantage, free shipping.
Thank you, sister. That was awesome. Oh, golly dang, look, my desiccants have a Reese cup in them. And a little card. Happy birthday, Cool Flowers. We love hanging out with you until it's time for you to be planted. Love your desiccants. That is pretty cute. All right, so why are we talking about desiccant packs? Well, desiccants are the what we you find them in all your pill boxes, your tennis shoes when you buy them because they absorb moisture. There's moisture in the air. This is what we store our seeds with to help keep them dry, and if you keep them cool, they last a long time. Because my motto is you always buy the flower seeds the minute you meet the flower you want to grow. And then you file it away in your seed vault in the season you're supposed to start it. That way you don't ever forget, right? So these are 2-pack for $2.95 or a 10-pack for $9.95. So check those out. Now, we actually have some cool flowers. Look, this is one of our favorite late summer bouquet fillers, y'all. This is Rudbeckia triloba. These are sprays. Each stem has like multiple blooms, and it is the perfect late summer and fall filler. Totally love that. And then this is the last week for this one. We've had this for a couple of weeks. This is Helenium. Helenium is a short-lived perennial, which means it'll survive winter, but it typically isn't reliable. So we treat it as a cool season hardy annual. I mean, and look at the colors. This is a perfect fall, late summer bouquet filler. And look at this. Do y'all think marigolds have a bad fragrance? Y'all, the white swan has no fragrance, virtually no fragrance. And you do know it's the foliage that has a smell. This is buttercream. I grow this as early and as late as we can actually have it. We absolutely love white swan marigolds. Now this is the cocoa family, and this is the gold. And marigolds do, just like cosmos, perform even better in the fall with short days. We grow them all season. But imagine having all three of these colors to make like some candy corn bouquets, right? Look at this yellow. And I cut it when it's green in the center still. Really, really beautiful, very long-lasting cut flower. And these are like 4 feet tall out in the garden. And then look at the orange. Aren't you going to get some marigolds? And then never go without ageratum. So you always need blue flowers, right? Never have enough. And when they're small like this, what Suzanne would always do is to cluster 2 or 3 together. So you've got a lineup of basil here. So this is the Gemma Vesser, I think is how you say it. This is the culinary. They're all culinary, but this is typically what people make pesto out of. This is a really great, vigorous grower when you cut it hard like we do. So that is a beautiful bunch of them. And then this is cinnamon. No, this is cardinal. Cardinal basil has this big, wide flower. It has a maroon stem. This is really nice to bring on late in the season. And then this is the cinnamon, which is the similar color scheme, except it does have pink flowers, but it has that darker stem, and it holds up the best. It is really a nice basil. And then for this time of the year, this is purple ruffles, and you're not going to want to put more than 1 stick in a bouquet, but it can make everything else pop. So that's old ruffles. And then this is lemon, which is always the customer favorite. We grow it as early and as late as we can. It's light colored, which brightens up your work, right? And it smells like lemons, y'all. Sunflowers. This is the bouquet mix. This has all the oranges in there. And see how big some of these are? That's okay, but this is the perfect size sunflower. See how much smaller, see how big that is? This is so much easier to use. These were on the edge of the bed. This means we could have crowded them a little tighter. So this is the bouquet mix, which we mix here at the Gardener's Workshop. And then this is the Pro Cut Gold Light. Look at that, y'all. This is such a popular sunflower. And again, this is the perfect size for work. Your florist will love you for life if you can deliver this size bouquet flower every week. Really, that is my favorite color because it's so universal, right? And then this is in the bouquet mix, but I pulled it out to show it to you. This is, can you see the halo of orange around the brown disc? This is brilliance, y'all. This is Pro Cut Brilliance. This sunflower, if you allow it to bloom in the garden as a home gardener, it glows in the garden and it glows in bouquets. Totally love that. And then here's that funky Sunfill sunflower. Now we grow this sunflower for this bud. Here it is. Wait a minute, I'm trying to get the bud so you can see it. Here's a bud right here that hasn't fully developed. We want it like that to be like filler in our bouquets, but this is what it goes on to do. So it's really funky. It is really, really useful, and that's the Sunfill
Cool fountains.
green. So this is amaranth. This is that draping amaranth, and this is coral fountains. And it's not too impressive all by itself. We have to strip it because the flea beetles just devour the foliage. So this has been defoliated, but this is just a really great color, and this dries really beautifully.
Hot biscuit.
Yes. And then this is hot biscuits, actually. Yes. This is hot biscuits. Here's a good example of it right here. So this is a great autumn, and again, amaranth grows quicker in the fall than it does in the rest of the season, and that means, it may be too late now, but it's a late summer sower for many of us. And then look at this, y'all. This is dreadlocks. Look at the balls on here. This is a great one to dry too. Totally love dreadlocks. This is really a lot of fun. Then this is velvet curtains. This is a great color. I mean, think making wreaths. There's just so many things you can do with this. And then, High Z celosia. I just love it when it reverts back a little bit to its roots of going back to a coxcomb. This is one of my favorite plumes because of the foliage. It is a super high producer. Really love High Z. And yes, friends, I grow all the plumes, all the coxcombs. They were always in our top 5 cash crops, y'all. People will buy them when you grow it quality. This is the Sunday Gold, which is not necessarily one of my most favorites, but it's a great color, right? Kind of matches my little tiara there. And then here's a great one. This is Selway. Is this terracotta?
Yeah.
Selway terracotta. Look at that color. Really beautiful. Super tall. I mean, it's like this tall out in the garden. And then, so is this. Flamingo feather. Look at that color. And we dry all of these. All of them. Really loving that. And then this is sylphid. That is a color you can use all day long, right? So that is sylphid. And then this is one you don't see us grow very often, but I grow it because a lot of people like it. This is Pampas plume, which is kind of the old standard, but the problem with Pampas plume is that it goes to seed really quick, and it doesn't give you much time to harvest it, and that's a problem. All right, so Gomphrena. We have every color of Gomphrena this week. This is Audra Pink. No, that's bicolor. Audra Pink is solid. Here, this is Audra Pink. See how that's solid there? These ones with the white dots, those shouldn't be in here. That's Audra Pink, and this is an awesome color, and it dries beautifully. Then we have Pastels Mix. So this has the Audra Pink, the Audra bicolor, and the white in it, and this is really a great mix. These are all in line to be dried. They're really beautiful. And then this is the Audra Rose bicolor. See all those white dots? This is, I never knew how important Gomphrena was to a bouquet until you don't grow it for a while. And then when you do, it is just an amazing addition. And Audra White is one of the cleanest white flowers I've ever grown. She keeps a little bit of green in the center, and that is really a great color. And then these are already prepared to dry. This is the Gomphrena mix. This has Carmine, Strawberry Fields, and the orange in it. And these little bunches are already made to dry. Then we have the Audra Purple, which is already prepared to dry. This is the vibrant color that we would have all summer long. That just pops up the bouquets. Then this is Carmine, which is kind of like a magenta pink. It's more vibrant. And then this is the strawberry fields. That's another great one to have for 4th of July. And then friends, I love this time of the year when my little spinning gourds are in season. So this is what I grow in my tunnel out there. This is them, full size, y'all. And we allow them to dry so that Susie can make all kinds of fun stuff. This is Christmas ornaments. They dry beautifully. You can paint them. We have ghosts for Halloween, which will be coming out here before very long, right? So this is a really fun vine to actually plant. It's called spinning gourd. Now this is Love in a Puff, which is another vine that I grow on that tunnel out there. And it is really vigorous. It will reseed. You need to know that all of them pretty much will reseed. The gourds, all of them. But these green balls are really fabulous in arrangements. And I wanted to show y'all, this is the cool thing about it that I can't believe I didn't know this for years. This is the pod when it dries. There's a seed inside. Well, there's actually 3 seeds, but you have to see what's on the seed. I mean, it's like you can't believe that he made them this way. If y'all can see that, there is a heart on the seed. Is that the most incredible thing? There is a heart on the seed inside the Love in a Puff seed pod. So that is super cool. Kids love picking those pods and cracking them open because they're sure it's like fake, and it's not. All right, look at this, y'all. Limelight millet. This is really beautiful. Look at those seed heads. All stages. It's really good. And then look at this. This is Purple Majesty. And for Purple Majesty, you know, you want to harvest them before this, but when they're just coming out, because they quickly go to pollen. It looks kind of like a corn plant. Super cool. Here is our Jura salmon seed. This is a seed that we had grown for us last year, and the supply that we have is the supply that we have. So when we run out, so it's limited quantity is what I should say. This is a great hot color, so it's really fun. And then my favorite, persimmon, which is orange. This is chief, and this is just another really useful color. And we haven't seen this one this year. This is Super Crest. This is huge. It gets like 6 feet tall in the garden. And it's got all different kinds of funky blooms, which is really fun. And this is one that we hope to have the seed for in the coming season. This is Crystal Beauty. Look at this color, y'all. It is really beautiful. This is the Kurumi Corona, and this is a mix. So see the bicolors down there at the bottom? You see there's a little spider. There's bicolors, solids, reds. This is a really fun mix, and it's perfect for fall. And then, of course, there's just the straight gold. Every time I look at one of these, I'm thinking, how did we make supermarket bouquets without these? We couldn't. We relied on these so very, very much. Then this is, oh, I broke one. This is Higyoku. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. It's got a dark stem, red foliage, and a scarlet red comb. This is great for 4th of July and for the fall. And look at this. This is Queen Improved Orange. Really beautiful. Very productive too, we're finding. All of this coxcomb, most of it, with the exception of what I'm going to show you in a minute, are all regrowth, you know. And this is the red orange, which I say every time, this is the most productive coxcomb variety that we've ever grown. It's chief red orange, or is it orange red? I always say it backwards. Orange red. I always say it backwards. And then look at this, y'all. I posted me harvesting this yesterday. This is the Kurumi Rose. It looks like cotton candy. This stuff is gorgeous, and it's like 5 feet tall out in the garden. We are just really going to have a great fall harvest around here. Now let's run through the zinnias. This is the mix, the Benary's Giant Mix. Has all the colors except for lime green. It's really beautiful. And so the lime green, which is a little bit smaller, but it's powerful, y'all. You definitely need to have those. Yes. Look at this, y'all. Look at this one in the middle. It is absolutely, it's like 5 inches across, y'all. These zinnias are just too much. This color is amazing. And then this is coral. This is kind of like a fluorescent-y kind of color. Good for fall, for sure. This not so much for fall, but maybe if you're doing a little girl baby shower. This is the bright pink. We really try to get these as early in the season as possible. And then, of course, golden yellow is useful all the time. And this is how you cut them, y'all, when it's still green inside. This is on the way over the mountain. It's done. This is what you're looking for. And, of course, we have lots of orange. I mean, look at those. This is just a great lineup for fall, right? Those southwest colors. And then this is the lilac, which is a little bit lighter purple. This is how I like to cut them when they're still just developing. And then that's purple. And you can just tell these are darker, right? And that's why you need to really, even though purple's a great color, it definitely darkens it up. This is wine, which is really great in the fall, especially when you put this with amaranths and lime green. It can be really beautiful. Or you can put it with white. Look at these. White, you cut earlier than later. Look at this. This is how you cut white zinnias. When they're still green in the center, y'all, they get dirty really fast. Super beautiful. And then we have scarlet. This is like the fire engine red. Another one that's great to have a ton of for 4th of July and for fall. And this is the deep red. Very different color. Really love that. Now we're moving from the Benary's Giants into the Queens. And this is the Queen Orange. And these are really old. See how the centers look dirty? This is over the hill, y'all. This is not how you should have your zinnias, right? So I saved those just to show you that. And look at this. This is the lemon peach. This is what they should look like. Still developing. The minute you cut a zinnia, they stop developing. So you want to catch them before they get old. This is the lime blotch. This is my favorite. I love it because there's so much lime green, but it has variations. Super beautiful. And then this is lime orange, which of course is a favorite. These are like perfect fall Victorian kind of colors, right? And then this is the lime red. It's definitely, this has been a really good year for zinnias because we've had drought. You know, rain really spreads disease. This is the Oklahoma mix, which these are the ones that go on my table each week. They're really pretty. I love them. They're small. They look like Benary's, but they're just much, much smaller. And then look at this. This is Uproar Rose. Y'all, these are so beautiful. The color is different than any of the Benary's. It's a magenta. It's just pretty fabulous. And they're incredibly productive. And just look at those flowers. Then this is the giant cactus. And I have to show you this one. Look, speaking of giants, look at that guy. He's huge. And this has some great colors in it that you just don't see in the other zinnias. Huh? Oh, here it is. There it is. Look at that, y'all. It's huge. Thank you, Susie. Y'all, this is Zowie. I got it. Thank you. This is Zowie. I call her Zowie Wowie. Look at these beautiful blooms. They're incredibly tall. And this is the perfect zinnia for fall. Look at those colors. It is really beautiful. And I don't really plant these for earlier in the season, but they are just a great companion to all the other fall colors. All right, so it's time to wrap her up, guys. But remember to stick around to the end. I'm going to do a little Q&A. And so if you're not familiar with us, I want to just remind you that over on our big website, thegardenersworkshop.com, we have videos, blogs, podcasts. We just have a lot of resources over there for you. We actually have 2 podcasts. We have Field and Garden that I host, and we have Seed Talk with Lisa and Lane. With yesterday's episode that just dropped is the Sweet William variety comparison with Dave Dowling. Lane and I had a lot of fun a couple weeks ago talking to Dave before he was heading off. And it's really was really fun to talk to him. So I hope you enjoy that. So this Wednesday on Ask a Flower Farmer that we host every week, I am going to be your host over there. So join me over on Instagram, 12:30 Eastern Time over at the Gardener's Workshop Farm handle, and I will answer as many questions as I can. So next week, meet me back right here, same time, same place, y'all. 12 noon Eastern Time, and next week's theme is sowing seeds directly in the garden. So I'll be sharing my secrets of how I have such great germination and a weed-free garden in the spring. So we have a winner of our $25 store credit. How cool to win $25 and to get free shipping. I mean, that's like double bonus. And I hope you're here. You have to be here live, and our winner is Michelle Wells. Michelle Wells, if you are here, give us a big shout out in the comments. The girls are standing by to drop a $25 credit right into your shopping cart. So it'll be there ready and waiting, and congratulations. So stick around for the live Q&A, or thanks so much for joining and celebrating with us today. I still can't believe it's been 10 years for Cool Flowers. I mean, that's really pretty unbelievable. All right, so let's take a look at some of these questions. So how about the first one? How do you use hairy balls in bouquets? Mine have balls lower on the stems with flowers far above them. Do you cut that off? This is like a perfectly timed question. Thank you, whoever asked this. Thank you so much. I was just out studying my hairy balls this morning in the garden. And so what I have learned after growing hairy balls for 20 years is that all those blooms above are going to get seed pods, but they're just going to be like in a week or two. And I have learned to wait to, we actually cut those balls off that are lower on the stem and put them in a crystal ball bowl, or use them for display. I mean, if you do a farmer's market or anything like that, I mean, people can't keep their hands off of them. You'll kind of like warm up your audience to be ready to receive them in bouquets. So if you have some that you've already cut and the balls are lower, yes, you just cut off all the excess. We strip all the foliage off and we cut the excess above those balls. But we've learned you get a lot more stems. A, they do well to be pinched. Secondly, we let them bloom out and develop seed pods, and you get a lot more. Like out there now, there's like 15 balls on a stem instead of 1 or 2 down near the bottom. So hopefully that helps. All right. Do you use a backpack sprayer to apply liquid fertilizer? You can. I have. But I actually, I think it's in Flower Farming School. I show the get up that I have actually used. I've done all kinds of things. You can use a hose end sprayer, put it on your hose, fill the sprayer up with the fertilizer and spray it on. You can use a backpack sprayer. So it just really depends on your size. I went through many different methods trying to find the quickest and most efficient way, and it totally depends on your equipment and the quality of your equipment. So you can use that for sure. What am I doing wrong with starting my snaps? They come up really fine when they sprout, then they fall over. That is called dampening off, most likely, which is a fungus. And that comes from oftentimes cool, moist conditions. And so if I don't know if you're using a seedling heat mat, that often will prevent, we literally have no dampening off. And I know it's because we use bottom heat. And so that perhaps is the problem. But if you can look that up online and see what solutions for your situation that might be. But I have found using soil blocks with seedling heat mat has really prevented that from happening to us. All right. All right, so let's answer this one. This is a really great question. How do you prevent the Bio 360 from blowing up with the breeze and then covering your seedlings? That is another great question. So I really recommend that you go to either the product here on the app, or you can go over to our big website and go to the product page. There's videos showing how it should be installed. It's literally like making a bed. If you have a little bit of a raised bed, you're putting the film down, it's going down the sides, and then you're sealing the edge all the way around on all the sides with soil so that air cannot get up under it. It should not be loose and flapping, right? And then you make your holes as small as possible. And I will say, it definitely takes doing it 2 or 3 times to really get good at it, because you'll do it once and it's like, oh, I didn't know that meant so, that it should be flat on the top of the bed, or that I needed to cover all the edges. The whole thing you're doing is preventing wind from getting underneath that fab or that plastic film and lifting it. And so go watch the videos and just keep trying. You will figure it out, and it is so well worth that effort. So this will be the very last one. I said that before, didn't I? How do you get your flowers to grow so tall and with beautiful blooms? First off, thank you for telling us that. We appreciate that. It is definitely variety selection. That's what makes them tall. We grow the ones that grow tall, and our growing conditions. And again, just like making that bed I was just talking about with Bio 360, I've been doing this for a long time. I didn't always have near perfect tons of blooms. You have to do it to actually get better at it. You have to practice. I mean, people that play the piano and football practice every day, right? Remember that. It doesn't just happen overnight. So friends, thank you so much for joining us here today and celebrating Cool Flowers. We're going to eat cupcakes and Reese cups now. So we're going to be done for the rest of the day. All right, friends.
Michelle's here.
Oh, and Michelle is here. Congratulations, Michelle. So, Michelle, the girls are right now, and I just had another question popped in. Should I answer that? Jesse wants me to answer it, I think. Michelle, the girls are dropping 25 buckaroonies right into your cart right now as we're speaking, and you get free shipping if you spend it before Sunday night at midnight. So you get a double bonus. So Jesse just posted in here another question. There's a bunch of them, but how do you use the netting to prevent flowers from falling over? Flowers support netting. Again, if you go to the product here, either in the app or over on our big website, there's videos, but you suspend the netting over the bed and the flowers grow up through it. It is super easy to install when you install it at the proper stage. You just use stakes and the netting, and it sets you up. And that's why I have so many great tall flowers. But check the videos out on the product pages. They're really, really helpful, y'all. All right, friends, we're going to go celebrate more Cool Flowers stuff. Thanks so much for joining us, and see you here next week. Ciao.